to adults. It's our community, we pay for it. If we want to go, I personally, I would much rather see him in a pair of nice Levi's and some boat shoes and a nice shirt than his hairy old legs sticking out at me at the dining room table. I'm sorry, I think jeans look very nice, and I've seen many men, you go on a cruise, men are in jeans. You go to church, they're in jeans. Where in this God's earth can't you wear jeans anymore? I think the other problem, this will be my last comment, with the survey, because I was here just as that was coming out, it wasn't just a yes or no.
Yeah.
And when you read the questions, because I sat there reading them really carefully, because this is not a huge issue to me, but it's an issue. If I wear jeans, I'm not wearing sneakers, I'm wearing heels, and I have a pretty shirt on. I think that looks nicer than shorts. But the questions were asked in a fashion that could be very stated or, well, it's really a negative, not a positive. And I don't think it was crystal clear. Should we have a dress code? Yes, no. Should jeans be allowed at any time? Yes, no. But I think all these little things that they added to that last survey made it very easy to make numbers go however who was doing the count monitor.
Absolutely. Engineer.
One of the things I heard Rosie talking about, one of the things that I heard Rosie talking about came into my head when we were talking about surveys, was that a way of getting to make sure everybody gets a chance to get a survey was we got a council of village presidents. Why don't we let the council of village presidents get the surveys and hand deliver them to their people? And therefore, everybody will have a shot at getting a survey and answering it how they need it.
But there's a problem with that. See, this community is established on an unequal basis. There are 15 villages that are maintained villages that are supervised and elected board. The others are self-maintained villages and do not have to. So there isn't a president. There are very cooperative representatives who attend the council meeting and dedicate their time to come to the meeting, who will volunteer to help. They have been there to ask for help, they will. But to run it through something that Kevin perceives as unofficial, right, will just make the results get thrown out. So you have to find a system, and they have worked very hard on it. They've come to the council 2 or 3 times to talk about it and get some input on how to do it, because the voice of the residents can't seem to get in public in a microphone or on paper with enough of an input, and it needs to be addressed. Wish I could help.
You did.
Mr. Christmas, I assume before you became retired here, during the week, you wore what kind of clothes? Dress pants and everything before you retired to come here?
When you were working.
When you're working?
I went to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in suits, tie,
Okay. On the weekend, what'd you wear?
jeans.
Why?
That's my preference.
Okay, can I use the word, it's because you wanted to relax over the weekend? What did you say, why shorts are acceptable? More because we have to have, it's a relaxed atmosphere. Okay? So, and that's why, listen, I'm not even gonna wear I'm not gonna wear jeans. I don't want to wear the jeans here just because I have to have them in the closet. I'm not gonna wear jeans. But I just think it's wrong that your whole, to have, reacting to what you said about that you need to have something written in black and white, that's what's getting you in trouble. It's the black and white that's getting you in trouble. You should legislate if you have a problem. If you have a problem with people coming and dressing and it's inappropriate, it's keeping people from coming there and everything, then you want to legislate. But I don't think you need to legislate unless you have a problem. And I don't think that you're going to have a jeans problem. That you're going to have so many people. I don't think you're going to have people not coming if you have people wearing jeans. I don't think that many people wear jeans. I just don't think they will.
Right.
But there you go. I'm sorry.
I have some history with dress code, and we'll get into it.
I think there was an intent by a couple of board members to reduce the rules and regs. We did have appropriate addressing as required. The GM came back and said he had a problem enforcing that because one individual had some obscenities on his shirt. Now, I think Stevie wanted to see that that wasn't appropriate. And then my question to the board is, this was a guiding light to Fletcher's committee when they were developing the dress code, was to develop a dress code that was in the best interest of the association and not one that reflected your personal preferences. So the question is, there are a lot finer establishments than Heritage Pines once you go outside the gates. They say appropriate dress as required, and they don't get into the details and the specifics. They leave it up to us. I think most of us have the intelligence to know what's appropriate and inappropriate dresses, clothing, and we can do that ourselves. And if you find it offensive, or if a staff member says, I think your dresses are appropriate, fine, I'll just go home and go someplace else. Okay? I don't think you have to be specific. Be afraid. You just monitor the laws when you do that. Okay? And you turn off the wrong people. And I don't think it's in the best interest of the community to do that.
I did attend the dress code meeting and had some input, but I guess I've been gone, but I did watch the videos and I've heard this talk about dress code that we get to talk the jeans off of people as much as we talk about it. What I want to know, does this board have any intentions of readdressing this issue? If not, I would consider it dead, because if we don't address it, we're just going to keep talking it to death. And I myself, I usually dress appropriate when I go anywhere. But the problem is, I think that if somebody wears jeans and they're appropriate, as someone said, it's up to somebody to say, hey, you're not dressed properly for where we're at, and to go away. But the thing is that this jeans thing just keeps rattling on and on and on. It's like a bad egg, it's pretty stinks. So therefore, either address it or do something with it. Do you have any intentions of readdressing this at all? Can I get an answer from anybody?
This is not a board meeting,
Okay.
it's a resident forum.
I think it needs to be addressed, don't you? Any other questions from residents before we get into the board meeting?
I have one quick one. How many,
Use the mic.
I can yell. How many utility tractors do we own?
2.
Only 2? I thought we just bought 2 in the last year. I thought we had 3. No.
Just 2.
2? And one of those is for the tennis court?
No, you're talking tractor and cart are different.
Okay,
Utility carts, we have,
I asked the wrong question.
it's not a tractor.
It's a cart. How many utility carts do we have?
I can tell you exactly. We all know
We have one electric utility cart.
One electric
Yeah,
utility
that's
cart.
specifically used for the tennis courts.
Okay, and that one we're
That's the
replacing?
one we want to replace, yes.
And how old is it?
62 years old.
It's-
You're so newer.
It's 10 years old.
8 to 10?
Yeah, it has these, even the second or third most hours of all our parts. It has over 8,000 hours.
And,
Almost, yeah.
okay, so that's the electric cart for the tennis court. So how many other utility carts? Because we did replace 1 or 2 of them in the last
They're
year.
all in the reserve and they're all scheduled to be replaced.
I'm asking a question.
Well, just a minute, we gotta look it up.
Well, he should know how many we have driving around out there.
Nobody knows.
If we do.
One disappeared?
We have 12 utilities.
How many of those carts are wearing jeans?
I know the one for sure. You don't have.
Any other questions from residents before we go into the board meeting? If not, all right, we'll take a 5-minute break and then we'll reconvene.